Welcome back to another video. There's one instrument people always forget about, and that's your own voice. And the best feature of this voice is that it's your voice. It's unique and it's a pretty versatile instrument. And in this video I want to show you how you can utilize your voice inside Bitwig Studio, what you can do with it, and how I use it most of the times. I know I already showed this multiple times on stream, but I wanted to make a separate video on this. And yeah, let's start. Okay, so here we are in Bitwig Studio. We all know it, we all love it. And at first I want to record maybe some kind of pad sound or some note, some pitch I'm holding here. So select this audio track. I'm selecting here my microphone input. You can see we have already a level. Just record something. So that's all I need. And most people can hold one pitch pretty easily. Maybe not a specific pitch, but some random pitch, and that's all we need. So I call this here vocal clip maybe. And I create just a sampler. That's what I usually do. And drag this into the sampler here. So we have this inside the sampler. We can delete here our vocal track and yeah, just play this pretty fine on the keyboard. Yeah, sounds super nice. But we make this a bit interesting in a moment. So we start here, or we set this offset here, so we have initially some audio material. And maybe we go here to the sampler and add here voice stacking to 5 voices. So we have now 5 different voices every time we play one key. And we use a voice stack modulator and switch this to -1 to +1, so we can modulate here the left and right pan to exactly the amount of 1, which means we have now 5 voices spanned across the whole spectrum from left to right. Just, it sounds a bit better. And then we use maybe also this modulator for the pitch. So we just modulate here all voices just a tad. And because we are using the voice stack modulator, we have now different pitches for each voice. Now we have this phasing flanging effect because we have different pitches for each sound. So maybe we also should choose here different starting point or play offset. Maybe use a different voice stack modulator because we now want to use here the mode 0 to +1 and modulate here the offset a bit. And maybe we also want to activate here the loop mode. So let's try this. Maybe go into the meat here of the audio track. And also here use the crossfade. So maybe we can also use here the filter for this. Filter a bit the frequencies out. Can also use the voice stack maybe to change the filter a bit. So every voice now gets a different filter setting. Yeah, let's try this. Or we can use a voice stack and maybe remove this modulation here on the filter, and we use a manual mode here for the voice stack, and we change here the cutoff of it to +6, or maybe go all the way up. And then we can change now the first voice, which should be the voice on the left side, and maybe have it half open, 50%. and maybe open up only the middle voice. Maybe close these two voices down, just to have some variety on the So this is something we can do. We can also switch this here maybe to cycles mode. And now we have control over the formants. Maybe switch to -12. Or we use the textures mode. If we then maybe add some reverb here and delay, it sounds like a super nice vocal pad. So this is something you can do, and it's probably not in pitch because we just hold one random pitch. So we can right click on the audio waveform here and say detect root key. And you can see now it's detected G3 and 70 cents. So now if we use or put this here into an instrument selector and use maybe a polysynth in parallel, we can check if the pitch is actually correct. So we just hold one note. You can also see when you combine your vocal in the sampler with the polysynth, you get a much richer sound. And yeah, it's just interesting to spice up your sounds with your own voice or with your own recordings, because like I said in the beginning, it's unique. So the second thing we can do is we can use the polygrid and one audio track here, which basically is our microphone. Maybe we do here a gate on it, and then we use a tool device here, pull the all the way down, hit records. We have a level here, we can see it's already rocking, nice. We call this maybe vocals, and then we go into the polygrid here on a different track, and we use a sidechain here, and we get our vocal track after the gate output here. Maybe you can also use here a peak limiter to get rid of all the stuff and maybe just amplify the signal a bit. So we have a peak limiter. Maybe we get here also the vocals after the peak limiter because it's much louder. Nice. So, and we can use here the zero crossings module. Again, maybe only analyze the low end because we want to have the fundamental pitches of our voice. Maybe hook this up, maybe also use a filter. Filter here just to get rid of all the high frequencies and prepare the signal basically for the zero crossings to get a nice clean pitch signal out of this. After this, we go into a sine oscillator here, of course, with the pitch, because we want to change the pitch of this one here. And we need maybe an ADSR. And we need an output. So now, hopefully, maybe let's look into oscillator here, oscilloscope. Hopefully we get here some pitch information. As you can see, as I speak, we get pitch information here from the zero crossings module. Yeah, it works pretty nice. What we need now is maybe an average module here to average out the signal, so we have a more like, you know, get rid of all the small little fast peaks here to get a nice, clean, smooth signal. And then we also get into a quantizer, a pitch quantize, and we narrow this down here to to D sharp minor, and then we get into the pitch input of the sine oscillator. Okay, so now we have a pitch in here, and all we need to do now is we need to analyze our vocal or our microphone input for, yeah, maybe with the follower here, to get a gate signal. And maybe this is enough here. Let's try this. Yeah, kind of works. So now we kind of can control the synth with our voice, where we activate here the gate information and also change the pitch. So this is something you can easily build in the grid with audio sidechain and zero crossings module. It's not that complicated. What you can do then is, of course, you maybe get rid here of all the audio processing or audio generation and completely go for my grid node out preset. It's freely available here on my channel, and maybe go for a modulator for the pitch here and also for the audio, and then we can, or maybe get here, yeah, that's okay. Maybe go here for gate. As you can see, it's pretty rocking pretty nicely, and also the pitch. And then we can use this here to control maybe a polysynth. It should work pretty nice. Yeah. Does it work? So it kind of works. It's maybe not flawless, but it works kind of. You can also go in here to the vocal chain and maybe use some kind of Melda Auto Pitch, which is an auto-tune device which tunes basically your voice on the fly, and then use this information to get into the polygrid. This plugin is free, but you don't need to use it actually. You can also quantize the signal or the pitches here with the pitch quantize pretty easily. So this is the second thing you can do inside Bitwig Studio with all the native devices. Because I already mentioned the Melda Auto Pitch plugin, it's also a great device to use to create pad sounds like I did in the first example. So maybe go for Auto Pitch here on an audio track, maybe delete here all the other examples. Get our microphone input here, and then we can narrow everything down here, maybe just to one, to one note basically, and use this. So this is how it sounds when I speak basically over this device, and everything I say is basically in C. So we can design our sound on the fly, maybe also with a reverb already on it. So this is also possible that you basically use the Melda Auto Pitch or some other auto pitch device or VST to correct basically your pitch on the fly, and then you add some VSTs to it. You can hear it instantly how it sounds, and then you resample it, put it into the sampler, and use it as a new instrument basically. So this is also what I do a lot, and it's super fun to do, just to use your voice and put on all the effects, and then maybe change your voice a bit, and you can hear how everything changes. It's pretty nice to do. What you also can do is, like you saw here, I'm using just one note in this VST plugin, right? So when I speak, I get only just one note, which is the note C. And maybe you can create a chord from this. So maybe I go here for D sharp in this one. Then I select this device, hit Control and G, and use multiple of these auto pitch devices. And in the second one here, I'm using maybe a different key, maybe this one, or maybe we go, yeah, it's okay. Just use this, then maybe a third one here, and use maybe here this note, and yeah, we should now have some kind of chord. So let's try this. So just by using these devices, you can create nice little sounds with your voice, even though you can't hold the pitch, but you can modulate your mouth, right? You can make different kind of noises and see what comes out of it. It's super fun to do, and you can create a lot of nice little pad sounds or lead sounds, or I don't know, with it. Another thing is, of course, percussions. You can do mouth or beatboxing, even though you can't use beatboxing. You can kind of use then filters and so on your voice to create something. So let's try this. Yeah, I know it's not good, right? But we have some filters we can use. So maybe use this here as a kick drum. It's a poof kick drum. So maybe mute here the metronome. Use an ADSR maybe. Or maybe use the sidechain, because we have no notes here. Audio sidechain. And use here the filter. And maybe open up the filter here. Maybe you can also use an EQ before. Maybe pitch this down a bit. You can or you can make this a bit shorter here. Maybe you can also use a transient shaper. Right, so we have maybe a kick drum. I don't know, it's maybe not the best one, but it works. You can maybe use this also to layer it with real drums on top. So this is probably the snare, I guess. Maybe use here an FX3. Use some transient shapers on different frequency bands. Maybe it's more like this type of. So we have here maybe a kick and a snare. Maybe get some hi-hats out of this. Let's see. Oh yeah, we have a nice little head there. Let's try this. Maybe make this a bit quieter, the second one here. Oh, it's not working because of... Oh yeah, I see. So we have here a nice little beat. Oh, this one is not aligned. Maybe make this even. Maybe we need here some limiters. Get this in here. And if you don't want to construct a full beat with your voice, you can also utilize your voice to just create some percussion hits and use it in the drum sampler. So for instance, maybe we go for... So something like this. Sounds weird, but it works. So yeah, we have to cut this up here. Yeah, the second benefit you get when you use your vocals is it's always funny. I always have to laugh. So cut this up here a bit. Something like this. That's what we don't need. Can we actually use here the sample to slice to drum machine? Let's try this. Post fader, bounce and slice, slice raw, audio event. Okay, let's try this. So yeah, we have like here a drum machine now with all the samples in it. And maybe we have to step in here, maybe change some of the starting points. Oh, it's not a problem. Maybe you start here with the hi-hat sounds in the material. I think that should sound better. And yeah, maybe we can spice up some drum loop here with this. So let's remove this and maybe go for a drum loop. What do we have here? So let's go for this one here. And maybe we add our sounds here to this. So this pattern is maybe too repeating. So these are the things I usually do when I need some organic material in my productions, when I think I could, maybe it's all like synthesized stuff in there, it's all pretty much on the grid. Maybe I need some kind of dirt, something unique or a unique sound. Then I usually also go for my voice. It's easy to do. I have a microphone always ready. It's funny and it's versatile. Because it's your voice, you can regulate the dynamic pretty well, you can regulate the pitch. So why not use it? So my tip in this video is basically utilize your voice more. It's the best oscillator or best synthesizer you have because it's unique. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you liked the video, then please leave a like, of course, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.